Known simply to the locals as the island, Vancouver Island spans nearly 300 miles in length. Its coastline, at more than 2,100 miles, is longer than the entire west coast of the United States. It's home to some of Canada's oldest and largest trees, and the temperate rainforest on its wild west coast can receive up to 200 inches of rain in a year. For those seeking adventure, it's an outdoor paradise. Come along with Overland Trail Guides and our friends as we travel 1,400 miles across Vancouver Island in search of wild and remote locations, epic waterfront campsites, and the chance to make memories that will stay with us forever. Over the next 10 days, we'll travel over 1,400 miles to explore some of Vancouver Island's better-known locations, along with many hidden gems far off the beaten path. For the complete route guide and GPX file of the Vancouver Island Grand Loop, be sure to visit overlandtrailguides.com. Why don't we get back to our adventure now? All right, guys, we're in Seattle right now on our first ferry, making our way to Port Angeles right now. Then we're catching another ferry over there, going to Victoria and Vancouver Island and starting this 10-day adventure. It's going to be a good one. So let's see what we get into. Going to meet the boys tonight and then officially start things off tomorrow. From Seattle, we made our way to Port Angeles in the Blackball Ferry Line, which would take us to Vancouver Island. We hadn't even made landfall yet, but the anticipation was already reaching a fever pitch. Well guys, we are officially in Canada, made it through customs, no problem, driving through the city streets of Victoria right now, on our way to Goldstream Provincial Park. It's where a bunch of people are camping tonight, and then tomorrow we officially start our 10-day adventure across Vancouver Island. We're gonna be hitting some places maybe that you guys are familiar with, and then also hitting some places that are not too well known either, so you're gonna wanna stick around. We're here for the next 10 days, probably gonna be doing nearly 1,000 miles of exploring, so you're gonna want to check this one out. It's gonna be a good one. All right, guys, we are leaving Goldstream Provincial Park right now. We are on our way to a beach to meet the rest of the group. Gonna be a fun day though. Big day, a bit more pavement than we usually do, but that's just because how things are here on the south side of the island, working our way north, trying to get up to the Ninnetat River today, and I apologize if I'm butchering these names. I'm obviously not a local, not from BC, as much as I would love to live here. We're gonna find camp out there, stop at a lighthouse, maybe some waterfalls, a beach, and just checking out supernatural, beautiful British Columbia. So let's get into it. If you're going to set off on what's supposed to be a spectacular 10-day adventure, you've got to set the right tone from the get-go, and the Colwood Waterfront was exactly the place to do it. The serene setting had everyone buzzing with excitement to hit the road, but first we took a moment to soak in the stunning scenery without letting it completely overwhelm us. So we picked up the group at the beach. We are on West Road on our way north. First stop of the day is going to be this old historic lighthouse, so we'll check that out, continue along, but we're on like, I don't know, kilometer 4 right now, the Vancouver Island Grand Loop, so it's gonna be a good one. All right, everybody is on their way down to the lighthouse right now. Gonna go check it out. Just supposed to be a short little walk here, so let's go see what we find. Perched on the rocky cliffs of Vancouver Island, Sheringham Point has guided mariners through the Juan de Fuca Strait since 1912. This iconic red and white beacon offers breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean and Olympic Mountains, making it one of the island's most photographed landmarks. So we're up here at the lighthouse. This is pretty darn cool. There are dozens of these up and down the coast, but we definitely wanted to make a stop, and I think we chose a good one because it is beautiful over here. What do you think, Rolando?
$1 million view. Very nice.
So we're back on the road on our way to Port Renfrew right now. I think that's where we're gonna stop to have lunch and just kind of enjoy this beautiful day. We're making pretty good time. It's about 12:30, but we probably need to pick up our pace a little bit. So I think we're gonna skip that waterfall that was up here on the left, just to make sure that we get to camp tonight. So we're in Port Renfrew, breaking for lunch right now. Got a nice little spot next to this river/beach, so this is gonna be home for the next 30 minutes and we'll be on our way.
More fun in the water, and she's usually shy. Uh-oh.
She's already in the water.
She's already in the water, I forget it.
So ever since we hit this one intersection, it's obvious that this road is heavily used by likely logging trucks, so it's in fantastic condition, cruising at like 35, 40 miles an hour right now. Almost to Lake Cowichan, however you say it. So we're gonna drive around that, and then once we get to the west side of that, we should be over by the Ninnetat River. But that's still probably like an hour away, but that's fine. We got a late start around 10:30 today. It's about 4 o'clock right now. So Pete and I are heading down this little side road out to the Ninnetat River here. It is not the one that a lot of people camp at down by the provincial park. We're going to this obscure spot that I kind of mapped out on Google Earth. It looks like we should be able to access it, so we'll find out in a few minutes. If it looks good, radio the group, set up camp, and enjoy some cervezas. Well, I ended up with some serious battle wounds backing up 100 feet. Crazy thing is I didn't even hear this when it happened. Hopefully we can pop these two out. And then the one that's over here behind the door, probably can't pop that out. That's okay, that's not a big deal, but hopefully this and that, we'll see. This is a pretty freaking awesome campsite here. Definitely something only the locals know about. It was a pain in the butt to get here, as you guys saw. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I was not thinking about what happened to my truck. That sucks, man. So what happened was Pete and I split up, and I took what I thought was the trail to get down to the river bar, and it ended up getting tighter and tighter, and there was a bunch of small trees. I ended up having to back up, and the crazy thing is, I didn't even realize it was happening when it happened. I thought I ran over a stick and I heard a pop because I had my mirrors in, and got to camp, excited to be here at the river bar. Then I look over there and I'm like, what is that? And I just saw the first section in front of the wheel, and then about 2 minutes later I saw the section behind the wheel, and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm hoping I can get it fixed most of the way there. I'm not going to take it to a body shop, but maybe a suction cup and just try to pull it out and get it 80% of the way there. It's a work truck. It is what it is. Hopefully I can just get it looking a little bit better than it is now. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this. Try to forget about that because we have this. Cannot complain with the crown land. Here's to you, Canada.
All right, do you want a beer first? You're gonna have drink your beer first?
And I also went to college there, so grandma's got that kind of,
Well, I'd say our first day on the trail was a success. We scored a gem of a campsite without another person around for miles in either direction, and basked in the sunlight of the late evening, wondering what the rest of our adventure would have in store. If it was anything like today, it was going to be a trip for the record books. Like a swimmer, Ron. Like you just.
like you could do a lot with that. That's solid.
There's stuff I mean, what we just did.
Sure is. Well, you certainly can't complain about this, can you? What are you doing, Shasta? So today we're going to be working our way towards Tofino. It's a lot of pavement, so I told the group that we weren't going to air back up, but I think we might today, just looking at how much pavement and how much ground we need to cover. We'll see if we make it out there, because camping options aren't great and we don't have any reservations out there. I have some ideas of where we could camp, but it's a bit of a stretch, so we'll play it by ear, see how things go, and just enjoy ourselves. It's hard not to do out here, I should say. This is just gorgeous. All right, so we thought this might happen, especially since Pete left early. He was struggling to get out this little section here, and sure enough, The sprinter's struggling, so we're gonna give some traction boards the first try here, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's go.
All right, let's go nice and slow, guys. Nice and slow. Okay,
Slow down.
Hold on. I don't like this. Slowly. This way. Turn towards me. Turn towards me. Here. This way. Towards me. This way. Keep going. Now start. Stop. All right. Stop. Ready?
Let's go.
Go.
Slow down. Okay. Good. Stop. So Big Blue is up next. We did a lot of work to get the van through. That was Shirei and the sprinter. Usually has a Bronco when he comes out with us. But he made it through okay with a little bit of a tug from Ed. I think I'm gonna get through okay. Just gonna get some pinstriping, but nothing new for Big Blue, especially after yesterday's tree hug, which was not fun, but let's go do it.
It held. Look at that.
Well, if we had stayed at a camp that was just roll out of there with no issues, we would have been on the road for an hour and a half by now. It's about 11 o'clock. Finally just get back onto the track here. Original plan was to get over to Tofino today, but I don't think that's gonna happen because it was gonna be a big drive day in itself. I just don't wanna push everybody to drive like 8 hours today. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where we end up. I'm sure it'll be beautiful regardless. I've got a ton of campsites pinned that we can check out. So we're at Waterfront Park in Port Alberni. Should be a much better view of the inlet here. It's a little bit breezy right now, but let's go check it out and just see what we find. The stop at Waterfront Park offered some much needed respite from several hours of driving. Despite the welcome breeze and overcast skies, the temps were climbing into the high 80s. With the heat on the rise, our rigs called to us with the promise of air conditioning. So supposedly we're supposed to be on our way to Tofino right now, but I've got some great campsites on this river up here, and it's like 84 degrees outside and it's almost 3 o'clock. We could end up there. We'll see. You guys will find out in a little bit here. Well, you can see that We opted to skip Tofino today. We are, I forget which river this is, but it's a nice one. So we're gonna take advantage of it. We're out by Sproat Lake. Pete should be rolling out here soon. He had to drop off his wife at the airport. They had a little family emergency, so he had to run out this morning. Little breezy, as you can tell. Enjoying this camp, boys?
Fantastic.
If you know me, then you know I'm a sucker for warm weather and waterfront camps, so it should come as no surprise that we took advantage of what lay before us. 2 nights in a row camping next to the water. I've got a feeling this is going to be a common theme for the remainder of our trip. Another beautiful day in paradise out here, but let's talk about today. We are heading to Tofino today, and gonna go check out the stuff. We're gonna go to Virgin Falls, go through town. We may go to Radar Hill, do a walk through one of the rainforests out there. Kind of depends what our time looks like. I do know going out to Virgin Falls is probably gonna take up maybe half the day. So there's that piece, and then there's camping. So when we go out to Virgin Falls, we're gonna see if we see any campsites along the way where we're permitted to stay at. And if not, we may end up right back here because there's not a lot of options down there. We don't have reservations, so I'm totally aware of that. So this will kind of be our plan B down here. If things don't work out, we'll just drive back. It's not that far. We know how to get here. It's pretty freaking awesome too. So we're gonna get ready here and start our day off. So we hit the pavement and began making our way to Tofino. The intel on the road conditions to Virgin Falls were a bit sparse, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. As we crossed Kennedy River, the views of the river and Kennedy Lake really began to open up. Up to this point, we were making fantastic time. But soon thereafter, the road began to narrow and grow much rougher. It seemed that the closer we got to the falls, the more underbrush we had to deal with, slowing our pace dramatically. So myself, Ron, and Pete are the first ones to make it through here. We tend to drive a little bit faster. Some of the other vehicles are a little bit slower, like the Sprinter going through some of the stuff. So we're gonna go over there and check it out because we got radio that they're still 4 miles behind us. Let's go see what we find. From the highway, it's about a 2-hour drive to the falls. The journey ends with a short 2-minute hike, but once you emerge from the forest, you're greeted by a stunning sight. A nearly 200-foot tall of water cascading down a massive rock face, collecting in a perfect pool for a refreshing swim on a hot day. Surrounded by old-growth trees, the falls and the surrounding setting are truly a majestic sight, one you really need to witness in person. So we are on our way to Tofino right now. We took a little bit different route instead of backtracking the same way we came in because intel says there might be some campsites out here. There were a bunch of people camping out by the Kennedy River Bridge. Looks like they're tent camping. And it's a bit of a drive to get out there anyway. So we're hoping to get something closer to the highway. We'll see what we'll find, but we are still heading into town here. And that'll be our plan A if we can find something out in the Tofino area. But if not, we'll just backtrack and find something else. We made our way into Tofino, first stopping at Long Beach. It was a beautiful summer day, and since it was the weekend, the crowds were definitely out in force. Before transforming into a high-end vacation destination, Tofino was a remote fishing and logging village. But as you look at the surrounding scenery, it's easy to see why so many people are drawn here. The land meets the sea in a dramatic clash of crashing surf and endless shores, with a dense, ancient rainforest blanketing the terrain. In the distance, jagged peaks hold their snow long into summer, while the sheltered bays Tofino is famous for are scattered with emerald, tree-covered islands. This raw, untamed beauty seems to be ubiquitous across Vancouver Island's wild west coast. All right, well, we're heading out of Tofino. Seems like most people just got beer and gas, walked around a little bit. Got you guys some really nice shots over there. Tofino's absolutely gorgeous. I'd love to take a boat and explore all the little inlets and the islands out there. But there's no camping out here. At least we didn't find anything big enough for our group. So we're heading back towards camp last night. But I have a number of pins on the Kennedy River. So we'll see if one of those pans out. And if not, we may end up where we were last night because this was just a little out and back for the day. Made it to camp. It's pretty darn warm. I might go take a dip. Dawn patrol. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there are not too many places you can do this at 8 o'clock. The sun is still up, it's still warm. The days are so long here, I am just loving it. You know, if I was here in January, that'd probably be another story, but it's so beautiful out here.
Ice cubes too. Really good ones.
So as you probably noticed, we ended up at the same camp as the night before, but with good food, great company, and a fantastic camp, nobody seemed to mind.
Another beautiful day here on Vancouver Island. It is perfect out right now. It's like low 60s, no breeze. You can hear all of the birds. Great way to wake up. So today we're heading to what I'm calling the wild side of the island, and that is the northern half of the island. So we're getting way out there, a lot less people, a lot more remote. And speaking of that, we're gonna be going to Gold River today, an old gold mining town. The only problem is not a ton of campsites and campgrounds out there. There's one campground on a lake that's super popular. We'll get some intel from town and we'll figure out which way we're gonna go. I've got some backup sites as well, but I prefer to camp on a river or lake if we can. Gonna be another good one, so stick around.
So we're right here right now by Sproat Lake. Got to work our way all back up around here and out to Gold River. Right there. That's our plan for today. We're on our way to the Browns River Falls over here. It looks to be quite the popular spot. About 20 or so vehicles already parked on the side of the road when we showed up. So that's a good sign. It's a beautiful day here. It's gonna get to like 90 today. So I'm hoping we can get over to camp at a decent time, enjoy the water. We'll see what happens though.
So using the
So as you walk out here on the way to the falls, it's actually pretty cool. You enter the rainforest, ferns everywhere. Looks like second growth Douglas fir and some other trees that are grown in here as well. But really, really beautiful and a lot cooler than the sun because it's getting hot today. Yeah, I'm gonna put my camera down. With its cool waters, the short side trip to Browns Falls was a welcome surprise on a hot summer's day, especially since it was a spur-of-the-moment decision. Several of us decided to take a dip, enjoying the refreshing water of the falls. We were like kids in a candy shop, but knowing we still had many more miles to make it to camp, we'd need to pack up and hit the road once again. We are on our way to the Campbell River Bridge right now. Just walking out there because there's a gate at the end of the road, but it's like half-mile walk, so we should be there in about 10 minutes. Vancouver Island is home to many impressive wooden trestles, like this one spanning the Campbell River. Many were built during the logging heyday, only to be abandoned as nearby forests were cleared. Today, these impressive relics are quite the sight to behold, serving as a stunning contrast between industrial history and the breathtaking landscapes they traverse. We burned the pavement to Gold River and figured it'd be a great opportunity to get the group together at the local bar and grill. We shared stories and laughs, toasting to the memories we'd made so far. After filling our bellies with delicious food, we headed out to our camp at Muchalat Lake. The views looking out over the lake at the rugged peaks in the distance were absolutely incredible. It was the perfect ending of yet another memorable day on Vancouver Island.
Just a little bit breezy out here today. That wind kicked up last night. Holy cow. Having difficulty making my tea. Well, hopefully the wind isn't muffling the mic too bad right now. Other than the wind, absolutely beautiful out here. I went for a little walk down by the lake. This place is magical. It's very, very special. And today, we continue our journey into the wild north. I'll probably give you guys a little bit more of a rundown inside of the truck where it's not as windy. We're going to a little fishing town called Zabalos. Should be really pretty. I think it's all dirt today, so looking forward to that. A lot of pavement yesterday. Here comes the wind.
Ever since I visited British Columbia when I was 18, I've had an undeniable connection to this place. And being back once again totally rekindled my love for one of the most beautiful spots in North America. If my family back home ever gave the green light, I'd pack up and move in a heartbeat. I found myself wondering if the locals knew just how special this place they called home was. But just look at this place. How can it not steal your heart? We hit the dirt once again, headed for one of Vancouver Island's most scenic locations, the remote fishing village of Zabalos. So if you've watched any of our other videos on YouTube, you know that we usually try to incorporate a lot of landscapes, vehicle shots going through. Well, surprise, surprise, we're in one of the wettest places in North America. There's just trees and foliage everywhere. Oftentimes it's hard to get a view, but we can see them kind of, I'll see the view up that way of the mountain or this way. It's just really hard to get an ideal camera shot, and we certainly aren't going to fly the drone on this. You would just see a wall of trees again. But it's still pretty darn spectacular, really pretty. We're coming up on Vernon Lake here. I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't get any good views of the lake, because that's just kind of how it goes. So let's keep moving. Finally got a view of Vernon Lake, and holy cow, very similar to the other one that we were at earlier, Muchalat Lake. Pretty nice. We're gonna go check it out.
Not bad, right?
What?
Oh my gosh. I don't trust that one that you're on.
Oh, really?
So we are in the outpost of Was right now, having lunch at this really cool locomotive display. So let's go check it out, and then we'll be on our way soon enough here. The small village of Was is a hidden gem for those interested in industrial history. It was the headquarters of the Inglewood Railway, which until 2017 was the last operating logging railroad in all of North America. Today, the Was Heritage Park features a steam locomotive and other artifacts serving as a powerful reminder to the region's rich logging past. So the drive into Zavalos, absolutely spectacular. Saw those mountains out there. There's some more mountains in front of us. And what I love about it is one of these peaks is called the Stone Trolls. Pretty awesome stuff. I didn't look for the trolls when I was looking for it, but holy cow. Just loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Well, we are at camp at a beautiful site here on the inlet and our own private dock too, so can't complain. No, Shasta is ready to get out and check out this awesome camp. Come on, Shasta Pasta. There she goes. In a place as spectacular as Vancouver Island, even Zavalos feels magical. The turquoise waters of the Zavalos Inlet had everyone in the group mesmerized. And as the sun sank lower in the sky, the allure of this sublime location seemed to enrapture us into a trance. Vancouver Island, we're only halfway through our trip, and you've already won over everyone with your rugged and untamed beauty.
It's like automatic
Be sure to stick around and check out part 2 of our Vancouver Island adventure. Till next time, stay wild, wander far, and live life.
1, 2, 3, jump!